easier to be kind of on-chain. And this is still true for, I hope, governance. Instead of exercising your right to vote once every 4 years or once every 1 year, you could theoretically do it every single day if you really wanted to. Instead of 13 board members at a company or a nonprofit, you can have several hundred delegates. So still that 100x reduction, but that still sucks, to put it bluntly. Keeping with the trends, the team, if you look at as bucket hats, will all be probably watching these movies, but it's not Barbie's world, to put it bluntly, right now. It's kind of bad and ugly. And so from kind of like a power delegate perspective, as the Commonwealth folks, as Nethermind mentioned, it take months to go through this whole process, and that's, while it's open, it's not inviting. And from the outsider's perspective, you don't know where things conversations happening. It could be on Twitter, Discord, Discourse, us, Snapshot, on-chain proposals, and that's pretty fragmented. And then, beyond that, all the interactions that you do, whether it's voting, moving through this whole process, is still fragmented. So ideally, there's one place to bring that together. This is actually from one of our team members. If you are familiar with the Act Collective, they've done a really great job of kind of describing 4 different states of organizations. Maybe depending on your mood or your experience with DAOs, it's somewhere between Hobbesian and bubbling along. And ideally, over the next 5 years, we can bring it to Gaia, where it's flourishing, it's decentralized, and it just works just like Mother Earth. So where will DAOs be in 5 years? That's the kind of question. So I'm just going to break this down into 3 kind of points. So what is it going to feel like as a user? What is it going to feel like as a community? And then what outcomes ideally will this lead to? So for a user, I've got two slides there put together, but to a user, ideally, it should feel just like posting on Twitter or posting or voting in a Twitter poll. Liquidity mining or these other things. There's other types of proofs of market that you can do to acquire customers, proof of product, proof of team. Proof of team may be something like having your GitHub repo having a lot of different contributors. And so you can imagine, hopefully, ideally, a set of GitHub contributors say, hey, if this DAO has this amount of money raised, I'll contribute, and I'll sign a verified message to say, I'm going to contribute 5 or 20 hours a week to the deliverables on our project. The same thing with products, having a set of plans or specs. So, again, just rehashing top down, that's kind of what it is today. We only have top level governance. But ideally, you could have these incentives nested, proofs of being distributed and letting everyone contribute. You can contribute to a crowdfund just like you can contribute to a Kickstarter, and that leads to a top-level goal. There's no product that supports this kind of experience just yet, and that's us included. So, just like Oppenheimer, it's kind of how it feels like. But what we hope to build is something that, one, brings all the information together, whether it's from Twitter, Discord, Discourse, us, on-chain, off-chain, and ideally lets you kind of create these incentives, feedback loops easily. And so, maybe one thing that ideally ties together what participating in DAO will feel like in 5 years, 10 years, is, just like Elon. When Elon posts a tweet, the world kind of reorganizes itself and helps manifest whatever he wants, for better or for worse. Ideally, that's kind of the experience that we can have today. So if you post a tweet, you could create a crowdfund from that. You could, have a kind of proof of team, say if this money is raised from these set of folks, then this team will kind of come on, and you can imagine, again, the nesting of these kind of incentives go on chain. And that is it. So just leaving you with that. Thank you. I'm on TG. I'm at Dillon Chen. I'm at Dillon Chen actually everywhere. So Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere else.